Hey, what's going on, movie lovers? It's Jeff and
Kyle,
this guy again.
still here?
The
Still in the bushes?
Yeah, I just yelled outside and he came running in. We are Shop I Like This podcast where we talk about how much we like film, not how much we hate everything. We like stuff here,
Try to.
and well, except for some stuff. Today we're talking about Gangster Squad, 2013.
Yeah.
Really, one of my favorite films, actually. I love this film. I never thought I'd find anybody to talk to about it, and luckily, Kyle was in the bushes
That's what
outside.
I am here for. I like me some gangster films.
So,
This is a good one. Great cast.
incredible cast.
Yeah.
Everybody's phenomenal.
Like I had messaged you last night when I was watching the movie. I'm like, this has every actor that I like that no one else does, just shoved into one film.
Every actor.
Yeah.
And
And a bunch of big name stars too.
all of them? I don't know. Now they're all huge.
Yeah.
2013, I think, Anthony Mackie was kind of coming into his own, and Emma Stone had been in Looked Super Bad and other stuff, but this was kind of like the pinnacle of all of them being superstars, which is about where I'm at right now, so I could have been in Gangster Squad.
Pinnacle.
Right, the pinnacle. So what was your first experience seeing this?
When it came out on DVD, this was another one that I bought on Blu-ray at Family Video. We should be sponsored by Family Video, because I think I plug them every episode at this point. But yeah, this was one that I checked out. It came out in 2013 was its theatrical run, so a little shortly afterward when I picked it up when it came out. Bought it right away. Loved it. Thought it was great. Had no idea there were people who didn't like Gangster Squad.
Yeah, a lot.
I don't know. That's stupid.
That's why we're talking about
Yeah.
it. There's a ton of people who didn't like it.
Why?
We'll get into it. We'll get into it. Yeah, I saw it probably about the same time. I wanted to see it in theaters, but then, because I remember it got pushed back. It was supposed to come out in 2012. I wanted to see it, and then it got pushed back. And then finally, it just came out on DVD, and I bought it. I'm pretty sure this is the same DVD that I bought in 2013. Yeah, I remember I watched it twice one night, the first night that I got it, just because I watched it and I was like, it's over? It's like, I need more. So I rewatched it again, and I think I've seen it, a time or two since then. And this was kind of like, I remembered the whole movie, but this was kind of like, not really fresh eyes, but just I hadn't seen it in a while, and I love this style.
Yeah, same here. It had been a while since I've seen it, and it's one of those things that we talk about where you watch so many movies, you kind of forget what things are about until you're watching it, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember, because as soon as Robert Patrick, the T-1000 from the Terminator films, showed up...
Completely forgot.
I know, I forgot he was in it, and I'm like, oh, that's right, this is the one where he's got the big duster on, and he's kind of like the cowboy gangster where he shoots the Old West style with the gun and shit, and I'm like, yeah, that's right, now I remember.
Yeah, I completely forgot all about that.
Yeah.
What was your favorite scene?
I like the shootout scene where they were in the. Is that the one that you picked?
Well, there's 5 shootouts.
Well, but the one where they were in the cars.
With the heroin?
The bombs.
Yeah.
Where they're throwing the bombs back and forth.
The grenades.
The grenades.
Yeah. The heroin shipment.
Yeah. That was really cool. That was really well shot and really well done.
Hot potato.
Yeah.
I like Ryan Gosling shooting out the windshield and trying to throw the grenade and shit, and I wrote that in my notes because I really like that scene as well. It wasn't quite my favorite scene. My favorite scene included my favorite man crush, Ryan Gosling. First off, in this film, I just love the way he talks. You're sitting alone or you're driving and you talk to yourself and you're like,
You talk to yourself when you drive.
I wonder if I can do that. Yeah. I wonder if I can do that. And I can't. I don't think a lot of people can.
It's probably normal.
Ryan Gosling fucking nails it. It's believable, too. It's not, too crazy. But my favorite scene is when he just goes fucking ham after little Petey gets shot.
Oh, okay.
And it's just he just sees red.
That was cool.
And there's something about Ryan Gosling, our girlfriends and all that stuff know him for Notebook and gay shit, which is fine. Notebook's fine. But stuff like Drive and Gangster Squad, where he just fucking kills bitches. That's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Gosling's hot. Never mind. Let's move on. Let's get into some just discussion.
Okay.
You wanna begin?
Sure. I'm
not really prepared.
With the whole notebook full of notes in front of you.
Right.
We're not prepared, folks.
Not at all.
I like the opening with Josh Brolin. I think Josh Brolin is a phenomenal actor who should be in everything. To meet our superhero quota, I think it's kind of a shame that in the Marvel Universe he's only getting to play Thanos, where he's just like a voice actor, basically.
Yeah.
But he is Cable in the Deadpool films.
That counts.
So that will count.
I'm looking forward to that.
But he's really good. He always eats the scenery in every film that he's in, and I will gladly watch anything with
I kind of wrote the same thing. Like right off the beginning, I wrote the Josh Brolin narration.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. Oh, it's Sin City.
I wrote Sin City.
Okay, that's the same thing.
The opening was very Sin City narration, and I kind of wish they would have kept up with more of that.
I wrote Max Payne.
Nice.
And then this actually made me, because I had Max Payne, way back in PS2, and then 360 I downloaded it, and now that I have my PS4, I was like, I don't have Max Payne. And I watched this, and I was like, shit, I gotta re-download Max Payne.
Yeah. So
I was up until 3 last night playing Max Payne, but that's beside the point.
I didn't know that was out on the PS4.
Yeah, it was like $8.
I know what I'm doing when I get home.
So, I mean, Max Payne in itself is phenomenal. It's like it's a movie that you get to play. Mm-hmm. It's a shame that they... I'm not even going to talk about the movie.
Yeah, the Mark Wahlberg one?
Yeah.
I think we should. I should make you watch it.
No, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I'm not watching it again. That's
I don't know. We'll see.
That's going on the list of cannot defend. so now we got Jupiter Ascending. Cannot defend that film. What did we talk about last week? Cannot defend.
House of the Dead.
House of the Dead and Max Payne. So there's 3 films in the world that I cannot. No.
I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch Max Payne to see if it's that bad.
The video game tells, one of the best stories ever told, and the film noir voiceover and narration and the panels, and it's like, it's hard to beat.
Yeah.
And then to not even kind of go in the same direction as it and call it Max Payne, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
weird. I don't remember anything about it really, other than Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, he uses bullet time like twice, and it's really lame.
Meh.
What'd you think about Sean Penn?
Oh, Sean Penn is great. I liked his performance in this film a lot. It's really good.
Going back, we're talking about actors that are really good, but maybe they're not in stuff that we really care, all that.
Yeah.
Sean Penn is kind of like that Richard Gere.
Uh-huh.
They're really good actors. They're good movies, but just not stuff that I really care about. But this is one of the things that Sean Penn, and I saw not too long after this, he did The Gunman, which was pretty good. Another action movie with him.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen Gunman.
It wasn't bad. I liked it. Mm-hmm. Sean Penn's a badass in that, and I liked him in this. He did really good. I liked the whole Mickey Cohen story. Mm-hmm. We were talking about this before we started. We kind of got lost in the history of it.
Yeah,
and I learned a lot about Mickey Cohen. Mm-hmm. And I think Sean Penn did a really good job portraying him.
Yeah.
I think the look was a little... He kind of looked like a Dick Tracy villain.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to mention that too, because I kind of like the way they made him look. I don't know if it was prosthetics or...
Yeah,
it must have been.
They said it was a lot of makeup, too.
But then, I don't know, he also has this weird kind of quality to him that doesn't match the rest of the film, where you're right, he looks like a Dick Tracy or a Sin City villain,
right.
But no one else in the movie has that kind of slightly over-stylized look to him. Right. It's just him.
It was like a comic-y, yeah, like Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
You could... Yeah. He said he went through, so many hours of makeup every day and all that stuff, but you could have just taken him out of this movie and put him in Dick Tracy with all those other villains that have crazy prosthetics and stuff, and he would have fit right in.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I don't know. It was a little overdone, but his performance shined through it.
I thought so as well, too. I thought that he was very... Like, I didn't feel like I was watching Sean Penn.
Right.
If that makes sense. Like, you felt like you were watching an actual person being portrayed on film. And, a lot of times, great actors... Samuel L. Jackson, same character in every movie that he plays. Or Tom Cruise is always Tom Cruise. Like, you can... Like, we're smart. You know that's Sean Penn, but you can kind of suspend disbelief, I think, a little bit in Gangster Squad with his performance.
Definitely.
In it.
It's almost, that's kind of like Leonardo. Like, he's always, it's Leo, because he's always Leo, but his performance always just is a Leo performance, where it's, like, completely unlike anything you've ever seen. And I think Sean Penn kind of has that kind of feel in this film.
There were some people online, I read a little bit while I was writing notes down here before we started, that were saying that he was trying to be too much of, like, a combination of Robert De Niro and Al Pacino.
Oh.
Sure. But,
I mean, of course.
But can't you say that for, like, any actor who's a bad guy in a gangster film?
That's just inspiration.
Because those are kind of, like, the two default actors that you go to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't have a problem with that.
Not at all.
I thought it was fun seeing the dynamic between him and, like, Josh Brolin's character and the people around him and stuff.
Josh Brolin. That was a close second for my favorite scene, is when that weird, creepy dude was picking that lady up in the subway.
The very beginning of the film?
The very beginning.
Yeah.
And he goes and he follows him and he just fucking obliterates that.
Kicks down the door.
Yeah, and he just kills he doesn't kill them all, but he beats the shit out of them. That's a close second. She's like stuck in the wall behind the bed, and I almost picked that for my favorite scene. Josh Brolin fucking killed it. I see, because Old Boy was 2013, right?
Really close to it.
So I wonder if maybe that... Because there are some similar kind of action sequences. So I wonder if maybe there's some crossover to that.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe.
I don't know. Talk about the cast a little bit. I mean, we've mentioned Sean Penn and Josh Brolin, but...
I wrote down, and I write huge, but I have a list like that big of actors that I wrote down in this film that I like. So you got Sean Penn and Josh Brolin we talked about. Ryan Gosling hit our Batman quota, was rumored to be Batman in 2013, which I would not like. I don't think he would make a good Batman.
I think Brolin would have made a good Batman.
Yeah, I think he would have been good.
I think he was rumored, too.
Emma Stone, Nick Nolte, who I'm not usually a big fan of, but he was good because he was very limited in this film, and you only see him in a couple scenes, and I'm like, okay, I can stomach Nick Nolte when he's in a really small dose. And he had a haircut. He didn't have the long, scraggly, gross fucking Nick Nolte hair.
I don't know, like, I like the old Nick Nolte. Like, I like the old haggard after years of drinking and drugs. I love just haggard.
Yeah,
like 48 Hours and some of the earlier stuff is like, it's cool. But since he's come back in like stuff like Hulk with
the Ang Lee Hulk film was terrible.
But he's decent enough in that. A Warrior with Joel Edgerton and Tom Hardy, he's great. He plays their alcoholic father, which, I mean...
Whoa, what a stretch for Nick Nolte.
Yeah, he has a lot of experience, but... just that old... Yeah. Nick Nolte kills now.
Yeah, I don't know. He's not one of my personal favorites, but that's just my opinion. Anthony Mackie, he's Falcon in the...
Clarence?
Yeah.
8 Mile.
I've never seen 8 Mile.
Oh my god.
I don't care, folks.
This guy's a gangster. His real name's Clarence. Clarence lives at home with both parents.
Robert Patrick, T-1000 from the Terminator films. He should be in everything. He's really good.
He is in everything.
Michael Pena, Lewis from Ant-Man, was in it as well. Giovanni, I'm going to butcher his last name. Ribisi? Kip Raines from the Gone in 60 Seconds Nicolas Cage film, which we need to talk about sometime. I love Nicolas Cage, Gone in 60 Seconds. It's so good.
We've done one Nicolas Cage film, and that's, like, enough.
Face Off. We did Face Off.
Yeah, that's, like...
Amazing.
That's enough Nick Cage in everybody's life.
No, we need to do Gone in 60 Seconds. That one's awesome.
Yeah, we're... Like you said, you went through all those people. I wrote down the pawn shop guy from The Crow as well.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember his name, but he's kind of an integral part of the story. Yeah. The only reason I know him is from The Crow. Well. And he's in a lot of stuff, too. Like, he's a good actor, but that's, like, every time we talk about these movies, I always know these people from their worst fucking outings. What did we talk about last week? Stay Alive? Yeah, I knew Sophia Bush from Supercross. Like, who the fuck cares? But I know all this
someone out there is
stupid shit.
Someone out there has a Supercross tattoo.
Yeah, it's weird. Somewhere in the world, somebody's favorite movie is Supercross.
Probably. You're not wrong.
It's weird.
And all the actors we just talked about, those are all like the big people. Like I said, you watch this film and there are so many background actors that you're like, I think I recognize them from something, and if you spend the time to look them up, you're like, oh, yeah.
Did you recognize Sean Penn's right-hand man?
Yeah, I did. I don't remember his name.
No. I don't know his name, but all I know is he's the guy from Fight Club.
Yeah.
He's in a bunch of stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was a TV show he was on. I just saw him on. Oh, he was on, when we did Mindhunters, I was trying to find trivia for Mindhunters. Mm-hmm. And I found that show, Mindhunter.
Oh, okay.
It has like a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Is that the Netflix one?
I think so. He's on that. He's in everything. I don't know. He's really good. What'd you think of, we talked about the beginning with like the Josh Brolin narration. Mm-hmm. What about the introduction to Sean Penn's character with the cars?
God, I guess I don't remember.
He's pulling a dude apart.
Oh, the very beginning of the film where they're by the Hollywood sign. Yeah, and they got the guy chained up between the two cars, and they just...
Is that fucked up?
Pull him apart.
I didn't expect that in this... That kind of sets the tone for the whole movie.
That was really neat.
Like, you don't expect to see...
people get pulled apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are some really violent moments in this film. Didn't someone get their hand chopped off in an elevator at one point?
I wrote that down. I was watching this, trying to take screenshots and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to take notes and watch it. And that happened, and all I could get down was elevator hand. I wanted to talk about that more, but yeah, it gets. That's when Brolin's going through and whooping all those dudes' asses. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of
really violent
gore, which
in this film
is I read was one of the reasons why critics panned it, just because of all the violence and. It's called Gangster Squad. What the fuck do you expect?
It's stupid.
Yeah, it's silly. But yeah. Mm-hmm. What? Who's like your after Brolin? Like, who's your favorite part? Who's your favorite member of the Gangster Squad?
Robert Patrick. I thought he was really cool. I just liked his character, and he was neat because, like I said, he had the Western style duster, and I just liked the way that he was. There was the big shootout scene at the end of the film. Where there's the guy who's got like the vantage point on top of the building, and he's firing down from him. And so Robert Patrick with like his 6-shooter takes like one shot, poof, and takes him out with it. I thought that was really neat.
Why didn't he do that 5 minutes earlier?
I don't know. I didn't write the film.
They're hiding behind a car getting shot at for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Maybe he was waiting for his gun to be low.
He was waiting for everybody to like run out of ammo so everybody would look at him.
Yeah.
Alright guys, are you ready?
It's like in Call of Duty where you wait for someone to catch a reload. And try to get him. That's what he was doing,
that
dude!
That dude up there wasn't going to reload.
Well, at some point, he had to.
Oh my gosh. The car was going to split in half before he had to reload. That's silly. I would have to go with Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
I think if it weren't for... I like him probably more than Brolin and more than Penn in this movie. I think he's kind of like the tippy top of the film. Mm-hmm. Is that wrong? I don't know. Because he's kind of... It's weird, because he's kind of a side character / main character. Mm-hmm. Like, he comes and goes, but I always feel like he was the best part. And I love him and Emma Stone.
Are good together.
Fucking connect. I wrote down, like, Gangster Squad. They were in, the crazy, stupid, punch drunk
Punch Drunk Love?
Not that one. That's the Adam Sandler one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what's that? Crazy Stupid Love or something? Punch Drunk Love and Crazy Stupid Love. They're in one of those. They're like fucking good.
Sure.
And then, of course, just recently, La La Land, which is not that great a film, but they are like so good together.
Not a movie for you and me. You and me are not the kind of people to sit down and watch fucking La La Land.
I like that shit. We talked about this. I like Grease and Footloose. And,
see, I don't.
Yeah, but you're stupid. But they're so good together. I want like more movies with Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling together, just because I don't know what, like
they got good chemistry.
They have like
together.
some forbidden love between them.
Definitely, there was that scene where they're having breakfast, and like Ryan Gosling like gets angry and like he slams.
It makes me so moist.
Yeah, whoa, that's an odd reaction to have. But like the coffee goes everywhere, all over the table and stuff. I thought that was a good moment, good actor moment.
I like when he's planting the bugs. They're in Penn's mansion planting all the bugs and stuff, and he's with Giovanni and they're sneaking out and he sees Emma Stone and he's like, and turns around and goes back and like they're starting making out for a second and Giovanni the whole like in the background, it's a nice shot. You just see him like, what the fuck? I don't know. Everybody's performance is really great. Anthony Mackie as like the token black guy. What did you think of like the knives? Like,
cool.
Did you like that?
I liked it.
Okay, I thought it kind of took me out.
Really?
I thought it was kind of overboard, kind of silly.
Sure.
I don't know. But I liked...
I don't know. I like Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, he's good. I watch 8 Mile.
Yeah.
You don't like Footloose, you don't like 8 Mile.
No.
You don't like Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz. When did I say I didn't ever like Wizard of Oz?
I don't know, just because
don't get me started on 3-strip Technicolor.
Because you don't.
I love that film.
Because you don't like amazing movies, apparently. Let's talk about the jailbreak scene.
I wrote down prison break scene.
Yeah.
That was good. That was it started off with a funny moment where they wrap the chain around the window like they're gonna pull the wall down.
Right.
And just the bumper of the car just comes off and they're like, oh. And they just look at it, because that's like what would happen if I tried to do something. That would be the outcome.
Yeah, you don't hook it to the bumper.
Yeah.
Dumb bastards. I liked, like, it had that funny moment, but I like, it's an interesting way that they shot it, because it's ideally one scene from 3 different vantage points, all converging at the same time. And they all have the same idea, but a different plan.
Different take on it.
And, like, none of them work. Whose plan actually gets them out? Because Gosling gets caught, and then they have to fight those guys. Robert Patrick tries to pull the window off, and it breaks. Giovanni cuts the power. And then... Wasn't there...
They basically just fight their way out.
And then...
Because remember, when the power gets cut off, you see, like, flashes of gunfire that, like, illuminate the scene and show you what was going on. I thought that was a really neat effect. And showed some really good direction, like you said, when you're trying to balance, like, 3 different perspectives all in the same area. I thought that was really neat how they pulled that off.
Yeah, the other one was Brolin trying to pick the lock.
Yeah.
So, like, there's 3 different escapes going on, and, like, none of them really work. And I like how their first mission...
It just went terrible.
Doesn't work.
Yeah.
I like how it was a bar that, like, actors went to after they got off. And you see all sorts of different costumes. There's cowboys, Indians, and all sorts of other shit. They barge in, and they're shooting. Everybody get down! And then everybody gets down, but then there's, like, a table of cops playing pool.
And they debated whether or not they were real cops for a minute.
They're like, wait,
they're
not actors.
Oh, shit.
And then they have that shootout. Car doesn't start. Nothing fucking works.
Yeah.
Which is how I feel. I really felt for these guys.
It was interesting the way they were... a lot of what they try to do doesn't work out for them the way they thought it would. We see so many films where, you know, the lead characters, every plan they do just works perfect.
Yeah, MacGyver.
You know, whatever. It's just fun to be like, oh, we tried this shit, and it was terrible, it was the wrong idea. It kind of worked out, but not really.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's go back to your favorite scene with the chase with the heroine. What? I don't know, like, what I want to ask you, but what's, like, your... I mean, you talked about, like, the grenades and everything.
Mm-hmm.
What's, like, what makes that scene for you? Is it, like, the shootout, or is it, like, the tension, or the cars hitting each other? You shoot the dudes in the leg at the end?
Everything you just mentioned is what's really cool about that. But it was fun because it was done at night, and they were on a gravel road. And then we haven't really talked about it too much, but this is a good period piece film.
Oh, okay.
So I love the clothing, I love the cars, I love the fact that they're shooting each other with like old-timey Tommy guns and shit. I think that that's visually interesting. But it was really well done. You got to see the cars kind of like flip-flop position.
Yeah.
And like come up beside one another, and there was a really good like sweeping camera shot where it goes like up and behind.
Oh yeah,
all of the cars driving down the road.
Really
that I really liked, and I thought that was a good visual moment. Just fun.
Have you seen Public Enemy?
Yeah, I wasn't
one?
as much of a fan of Public Enemy. I remember it came out close to Gangster Squad, and I remember thinking that Gangster Squad was the better of the two films.
I really like Gangster Squad as, like, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think Public Enemy has a more interesting story, and Johnny Depp's performance is, like, kind of the whole thing that makes Public Enemy.
Well, he's Johnny Depp.
Right.
So.
But it's a different role, because it's not like Johnny Depp being Johnny Depp. It's Johnny Depp actually, like, being a person, and it's a different take, but he crushes it. And it's more... This movie is, like, an action film, period piece. That film's more... It's a period piece, but it's more just... Here's Johnny Depp being a real-life person. And it centers around his charisma and his story and all that, and this is more of a wider scope.
Yeah.
I still like them both, but I would have to give the edge to Gangster Squad.
Gangster Squad has my edge. I remember being a little bored.
With Public Enemy.
With Public Enemy, yeah.
There's a lot of getting caught, escaping, getting caught, escaping, getting caught. But that's the same thing. After I watched Public Enemy, I had to do all this crazy research because I was so freaking interested. I remember, I didn't see anything about Gangster Squad, but what drove me to get Public Enemy, because I didn't see Public Enemy until, like, I think it came out in, like, 2009.
I thought it was, like, really close to this. Let me look really quick while you talk.
I think it was 2009. I remember I didn't see it until, like, 2012, because me and my stepdad were watching History Channel, and they were having a thing about John Dillinger. They're doing, like, one of those hour History Channel presents. And I watched this whole thing about John Dillinger, and we're sitting there, and then they're like, at the very end, they plug in, he was the movie Public Enemy was based on his life and all this stuff, and Johnny Depp, and I was like, what? I've never even heard of that.
I just looked it up, it was 2009. See, I thought they were closer together than that, but...
4 years.
I'm just misremember.
I didn't watch it till 2012, so...
Yeah. I don't know, maybe I bought Gangster Squad and Public Enemy at the same time.
You might, yeah. Maybe it was like a combo pack.
Probably, because Family Video rocks.
They're not paying us.
We're gonna get that, so I'm gonna get that sponsored, Jeff.
I forgot what I was saying.
I wrote down some cool dialogue that I liked in the scene. Ryan Gosling, I thought, had the best line.
Just hoping to take you to bed?
Well, that was really good. I thought the
that.
best line was where, like, the shoeshine kid, remember, he gets shot and killed and whatever.
And then he goes ham?
Yeah, and so they have the big shootout, and then he's got the guy on the ground, and Ryan Gosling has the shotgun.
Yeah.
And, like, the dude on the ground, he says, "You can't shoot me, you're a cop." And Ryan Gosling just, like, not anymore. And boom, pulls the trigger.
Yeah, with a shotgun.
Yeah.
With one hand.
It's pretty bad.
It's just like, and it just goes like that. What?
It's badass. It was a hero shot. That was a hero shot. This is good shit.
Ryan Gosling must have some incredible forearms. No, I wrote down some of that dialogue too, because Ryan Gosling, I wrote down pretty much everything he said. For one, I liked his voice, I liked his performance, but then he had lines like, he started talking to Emma Stone, and she's like, "Are you gonna?" He lies. He's like, "Oh, I'm a Bible salesman or whatever." Mm-hmm. And she's like, "Oh, are you gonna take me away from all this?" He's like, "No,
all these bad men."
Yeah. He's like, "No, I was just hoping to take you to bed." I'm like, "Oh, what a stud."
That line works if you're Ryan Gosling and nobody else.
I tried it after that, and it didn't work.
It didn't work out so hot for you.
Emma Stone again talking to him. "Where have you been all my life?" And he just goes, "Drinking." Like
more accurate representation.
I don't know why. I can see why, because I think another reason they panned it, critics panned this. I mean, aside from the violence and all that stuff, but I saw something about Ryan Gosling. I was like, what did he do? But they were talking about his performance and his voice and stuff.
He's one of those actors a lot of people just don't like.
I don't know why.
For no real specific reason. Like Ben Affleck. Not everyone shits all over Ben Affleck for, well, why don't you like him? Well, just because I don't like him.
Yeah, why?
Well, why? Because I don't like him. Well, fucking tell me why you don't like him. That's the same way with Ryan Gosling. Why don't you like him? Meh.
I think a lot of dudes don't like him because of all like the chick flicks, and he's just so goddamn cute. Makes him uncomfortable.
I gotta watch the new Blade Runner film.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that yet.
I haven't seen it yet.
Which is weird, because, I mean, Ryan Gosling, Jared Leto, there's two of my McDreamies right there. Mm-hmm. Still haven't seen that. Okay, what I was trying to say is I saw Public Enemy because I saw a documentary. Mm-hmm. I saw Gangster Squad, and now I want to watch a documentary. Like, we were talking about, we went through all this crazy research about it. Is there anything, like we talked about Sean Penn's performance and all that, did you read about like the real Gangster Squad and how it kind of differs from the movie?
Yeah, I read a little bit about Mickey Cohen. Actually, it's funny. I have the Blu-ray version. I see you got the DVD. There is a 40-minute documentary about, just exactly what you wanted to see about him on the Blu-ray. Although it looks like it was filmed in like '95.
Don't care.
It's interesting stuff. You should watch it. I learned a lot about his character. He was very OCD. I guess he used to like relentlessly like wash his hands and would take showers for like 2 hours at a time, and only had a 3rd grade education.
Yeah, I saw he dropped out.
Yeah.
To pursue boxing.
He did box as well too. Did you hear about how they used to split up money?
No.
How he would divvy up money? This was really interesting. They said he wasn't very good at counting bills out. So he would sort everything in stacks on the table, a stack of 20s, 10s, 5s, 1s, and would just be like, 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you, and that was how he would divvy it out. So he didn't ever actually count any of the cash that he had.
Sounds obnoxious as hell.
It does, but who would fucking argue with him? Well, you wouldn't argue with him in real life.
How many people was he divvying it out to? I mean, if you got 12 guys there and you're like the 12th guy sitting there waiting for him to go, with this 3rd grade education or whatever. I'm not gonna. Whatever. I didn't get to see that, so I'm pretty pissed.
Yeah.
But I was reading online about like the actual Gangster Squad. And, I mean, this kind of glorifies them a little more. Obviously, it's a movie. But the Gangster Squad wasn't to take down Mickey Cohen. It was to keep other gangsters from coming in and taking his spot as they were trying to, arrest him. Mm-hmm. And so, like, they were trying, not the Gangster Squad, but, the city is trying to take down Mickey Cohen, and then people would come from Chicago, like they talked about in the movie, and all this other stuff, and the Gangster Squad would, like, kidnap them as they were coming into town, beat them, torture them, according to some accounts, and then, kick their ass out.
I had heard that, too, that they would, like, shoot them in the back of the leg, like what was shown in the film, and be like, kick them out, and be like, don't come back.
Yeah.
Ever again. Yeah.
And so, that differs a little bit, and then, like, the ending. We get that crazy hotel shootout, which is amazing. It's a lot of fun. And then the boxing match between Brolin and Penn.
That was a little tacky.
Yeah. That, obviously, that's probably fabricated.
Yeah.
Actually, Sean Penn didn't get arrested until 1961. Cohen, Mickey Cohen didn't get arrested until, like, 1961, like, 20 almost 20 years after this.
Yeah, and I think it was on tax evasion.
Tax evasion.
Yep.
How many gangsters are going down for tax evasion? You think one learned from the other one?
Well, that's how they get them.
That's ridiculous.
That's how they hit him.
And he didn't die. I saw he lived until like 1976.
Yeah.
He was an old man.
In the film, didn't they mention he went to like Alcatraz or something? I didn't look that up. I don't know if he actually did or not.
No, he was, I don't know if it was Alcatraz, but he spent the rest of his life in prison.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 15 years or so. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's things like this that I wish were more accurate to the story. I mean, it makes for a good movie.
It's a fine line that you gotta balance.
But history itself is a good enough story. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing when you're adapting a video game. Use the video game story. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a good fucking work of art. That's why people play it. Max Payne. Mm-hmm. You don't need to fabricate and create all these lies. It's just silly.
Although I understand it, it's difficult when you're trying to tell a lengthy story in a 2-hour time frame. Yeah.
And it keeps Wikipedia in business, so that's good.
Yeah. And also, ultimately you have to tell a movie. And so you got to exaggerate and make it interesting. You got to make people care about a period gangster piece when you get awesome shit like Guardians of the Galaxy that you're competing with at the box office. So it's more difficult to get people to come out and watch it.
That's one of the things I was wondering, like, how are we able to do this movie on Shut Up, I Like This? Because this is a good movie.
Yeah.
Like, way better than anything we've watched so far. Mm-hmm. This is, like, really good movie. Just one piece of trivia before we get, but this finished third opening weekend.
What was 1 and 2?
1 is Zero Dark 30, so I can understand that.
Yeah.
It's a really good film in itself. Number 2 pisses me off a lot.
What is it?
A Haunted House with Marlon Wayans and...
Oh, God.
The spoof.
Yeah.
That came in second, and this came in third.
That beat Gangster Squad.
A Haunted House.
That's terrible.
And now there's a sequel, I guess.
I don't know. Speaking of shit that I'm not interested in,
Haunted House.
That is one of those films I do not care to watch.
Yeah. Man. I liked, what's his friend's name? Losing my voice. Ryan Gosling's friend that he sees in the bar all the time. I think his name's John, or not John. Josh Brolin's name's John, right? Jack. Jack's character, how he was like a gangster, but they were like cool. Ryan Gosling was cool with him.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yep.
He's like, I have a warrant for your arrest, but we're buds, so. I like how he kind of came back into the picture towards the end. Mm-hmm. And like, you're like, okay, I like this guy. And he fought those guys and Sean Penn, and he ends up dying. Mm-hmm. I like the scene by the pool where he fights. Mm-hmm. One of the gangsters is, I think his name's Evan Jones. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's in, like, Book of Eli as Gary Oldman's right hand man, and he's in 8 Mile. A lot of 8 Mile
Not gonna happen.
crossover.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna watch it. Don't care.
There's a lot of crossover. You'd like it. And then Emma Stone sees Mickey kill him, and she's going to be the witness and everything. I don't know. I wish we would have gotten more Jack. I think Jack was a good character.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see him that much. But, I mean, between 7 other people.
Yeah, really you got to find ways to dish up.
It was really good.
Dish up the screen time between all the actors and stuff. We talk about the soundtrack for a minute?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, because I thought the soundtrack was a really good combination of, like, 40s swing music and then, like, a traditional film score.
Right.
That was neat. I thought that played well into the period piece nature of the film.
Yeah, a lot. Mm-hmm. I always really like the soundtracks of all the movies that we've watched.
Yeah.
Stay Alive, not so much. But every other movie that we've done, like, always has really good music, good soundtrack, good all that stuff.
This would be a good one to track down.
Yeah, I'll have to download this one. But we've talked about, like, how much we like this period piece stuff. Mm-hmm. And what's, like, your other favorite period piece movie. Can you think of one?
Oh.
Right off the top of your head?
Come back to me in a minute.
I'm gonna say like Chinatown. It's phenomenal. Or I mean, you got Godfather, Goodfellas, all that stuff. Those are incredible, but those are kind of obvious answers. I would say like Chinatown.
Yeah. Am I allowed to say Stranger Things? Is that tacky at this point? I'm gonna say Stranger Things.
Okay. That's like saying Idris Elba for something.
Well, there's a reason for that. Idris Elba would have been good in Gangster Squad.
There's only one black guy and it was taken. Oh no, there was two black guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was the 40s, Jeff.
Speaking of at the beginning with the narration and like Max Payne kind of style, what about when Brolin comes home after they shoot up his wife's house?
Oh, and you thought for sure she was dead, but then she just...
Payne, right?
Yeah.
You follow him through the house and there's blood and bullet holes everywhere.
You thought for sure she was dead.
It's like the opening of Max Payne.
That's Christmas lights
crazy.
And shit. Didn't Max Payne took place during Christmas? Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird too. Giovanni Ribisi's kid is like, Mom says to put up the lights. It's like 60 degrees out, the sun's out. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Los Angeles.
Oh, we're in LA. Fucking 60 degrees during Christmas. But yeah.
It's a fun coincidence.
When he came home, that was like fucking very Max Payne-ish. And then the baby, which was crazy.
Maybe it's a prequel to Max Payne. Maybe we can connected universe this shit, and Josh Brolin can be Max Payne, and Gangster Squad can be a sequel for some reason.
Josh Brolin might make a good Max Payne.
Yeah,
especially with that narration. He's got that voiceover voice that I wish I had. I have like a Ryan Gosling whiny voice. Yeah, that baby scene was. This whole movie made me want to go back and watch.
Yeah,
or play Max Payne. Which is crazy. Is there anything else you want to get out before we go to like final thoughts and trivia and all that other stuff?
What was the really cool? What was the part? I remember there was a part where a guy had like 2 Tommy guns and he was like dual wielding. And just like shooting them off.
Yeah, that was in the hotel, right?
It was either that or the scene where they killed the shoeshine boy on the streets.
Oh, no, yeah.
I think it was that one.
That one.
Yeah.
He's standing in the middle of the street and the cops come flying up and he shoots the cops and all that.
Just ripping through everything.
Man, I wish Ryan Gosling would have got him. That was good, though. Mm-hmm. I love watching Ryan Gosling.
I thought the action in this movie was really
awesome.
On point. Really on point.
Even with the CG blood and stuff like that, it looked good.
I was never off put.
No,
by any of that.
Even like Rambo, that has a lot of CG stuff, and you can kind of tell
it's aged a little bit.
Yeah, but this looked great. It didn't bother me at all. Obviously, you still know it's CG, but it didn't bother me.
It didn't stand out. It was like terrible, so that helps.
And I think the blood, especially, was kind of held to a minimum, so that really helped. Before we go into final thoughts, the new part, what you thought was done well. What was the one pinpoint thing that you thought makes this movie stand out?
I thought it was an accurate representation of like 40s gangsters and like what was actually going on in Los Angeles at the time. And like, it's just a good period film as well too. Yeah. It's one of my favorite periods. We talked about before we started recording. And so the clothing and the music and the guns and everything is just really interesting and neat to me. I like that period and that time frame. And so it's fun to sit down and spend 2 hours in that universe. I think that's interesting to me to watch.
It makes me want to watch Band of Brothers and Public Enemy and go play Mafia and Max Payne.
Sure, yeah.
This definitely draws from a lot of different inspirations. I would say I agree with you with like the period piece. I think the actors in it kind of bring it to life. I think if maybe you had a different cast, I mean, Brolin, Gosling, Penn, I mean, those are all huge names. But if you, for instance, Tom Cruise and those people of the world, that's not going to make this movie. What makes this movie is the cast.
I would agree. I thought that they worked really well with one another. It was a fun group dynamic.
Yeah.
Between the actual Gangster Squad members as well, too.
Yeah, there was a lot of tension and stuff building in between there, too. Especially with, Ryan Gosling and Josh were at each other's throats, kind of. And then there was that tension between Giovanni Ribisi's character and Josh Brolin, which I thought was really great. But they worked all really good together. Final thoughts?
Watch it. It's probably dirt cheap at this point. It's probably in the $5 Walmart bin.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Full of Blu-ray movies.
Probably on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I would suggest checking it out for anyone who's interested. It's a good film. I don't understand the 32% score that the critics gave it online.
Yeah, I have no idea.
That's insanely low.
Like I said, I can't believe that we're allowed to do this movie.
Yeah, I know, right?
This feels like it should be up there with the Goodfellas and stuff like that, but for whatever reason, I would say the same thing. Don't let a Rotten Tomatoes score hold you back from watching a movie.
You never should.
That's what we're here for. Definitely. It's probably $5. Blu-ray. I got it when it came out. It was $22. Great cast. Great period piece. Lots of action. Just a pretty good story. It draws from real events. Obviously, not everything's word for word true.
It's okay. But it's an adaptation. Doesn't have to be.
Then you get to spend 2 hours on the internet looking up facts and trivia and reading stories, or if you're Kyle, you get to watch the 40-minute documentary that I didn't get to watch.
You can borrow it, Joe. You really want to.
It might be online. I wonder if it's online.
Probably.
I definitely want to watch that. We'll do some trivia, Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay. Go for it.
Stuff. Gangster Squad, trivia. It's weird that you brought up Ben Affleck.
I do what I can. Why? Was he rumored to be in it?
He was considered to direct.
Oh, that'd have been cool.
But he did Argo and won an Oscar instead.
I love Argo, so I can't complain that he passed up one film for another.
If he had directed this, do you think it still would have been Oscar-worthy? Do you think that would have saved it?
I don't know. I think that some of the problems people had with it maybe came from the script side of things. So I don't think that just simply putting him as a director in it would have changed all that much, but you never know. I never felt the direction in the film was bad. I guess that was my point, my long-winded point with that one.
Yeah, I thought it was.
So another good director, I don't know if that makes the film any better.
Have you seen, speaking of Ben Affleck, period pieces, have you seen Live by Night?
I don't think so.
If you like this, you'll love that.
Okay.
Ben Affleck stars. He's a gangster. Kills people.
I'll check it out.
Falls in love. Kills more people. It's along the same lines as this. Like, it came out and nobody heard of it. He wrote, directed it, starred in it. It's great. I love it. This was in the trivia. I kind of already talked about this, but Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone. This is their third outing. It was Crazy Stupid Love is the film.
Gotcha.
And then Gangster Squad, and then La La Land. You haven't? No, you're not going to watch La La Land.
No,
what about Crazy Stupid Love?
I'm not going to watch Crazy Stupid Love.
You're missing out on some stuff, man.
I don't care.
It's okay, dudes can cry.
Yeah.
I didn't cry in La La Land because it was dumb.
Like Jersey Girl. It's Kevin Smith. Does that count?
No.
It should.
That's a comedy.
Chick flick.
In reality, Mickey Cohen was arrested for tax evasion in 1961. And Jack O'Mara, Josh Brolin's character, was already retired and watched the trial as a civilian.
Oh, okay.
So he kind of didn't really have anything to do with the downfall as portrayed in this film. And then I already talked about this. God dang it! This finished third opening weekend behind Zero Dark 30 and A Haunted House.
Happens. That's a shame.
It only made $46 million in North America. Worldwide, it made $105 million against a $60 million budget.
It's a pretty hefty budget.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to with a period piece.
Yeah,
that's amazes me because I thought it'd be a bigger budget.
Mm-hmm.
Think about period pieces, all the things that you have to do. I know a lot of things now are computer generated for like cityscapes and stuff like that, but still clothing and cars and replicas and all that stuff. That's a lot of money. Mm-hmm. It's always amazing to me how they can do films like this for $60 million. It's a lot, but for what you're seeing, I was wondering how they did stuff like that on History Channel.
Yeah, like, no shit.
How do they come up with the budgets for that? Man, it's kind of chilly in here. Are you cold?
Long sleeves, my man.
I've been kind of shivering the whole time. Rotten Tomatoes. We already talked about the critic score. I didn't write it down, so that's because you wrote it down.
I wrote it down. 32% was the critic score. 57% for the audience, which is more in line to what I would expect.
Yeah. I would have imagined the critic score being 57%, the audience score 30.
Sure.
Whatever. 32. I imagine them being flip-flopped. That's why I thought we wouldn't be able to do this. Because I thought the critics would like it more. Turns out,
well,
not so much. It makes me glad that we can talk about this. But at the same time, it's like, this is a great film and a lot of people aren't going to see it. And it's kind of being lost to the sands of time. I don't know. It's a crazy thing.
I enjoyed it.
So, got anything else? I think there wasn't much trivia. I mean,
not really. The director is Zombieland director.
Oh,
he did that film.
Really?
Yeah, and then he's doing Venom, the standalone Venom film that's coming out as well too. So,
do you have his name?
He's got Ruben Fleischer. Fleischer is his name. He's got some good credit underneath his belt. I enjoyed Zombieland quite a bit, and I think Gangster Squad was an enjoyable film as well, too. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with Venom.
Well, I'm glad he's getting Venom after stuff like this.
Yeah.
I'm glad that, somebody must have realized that this was a good movie and given him Venom.
Marvel has a good way of snagging a hold of directors who maybe you haven't heard of a lot, or younger directors, and giving them a shot with stuff.
Super.
Totally, yep. And
James Gunn?
I think that he's one that can take a hold of a property, and it's if Venom is bad, it's not going to be because of direction.
Right.
I don't think.
It's going to be because of Tom Hardy.
I like Tom Hardy.
Me too, I'm just fucking with
you.
Yeah. I'm really happy for that. What if, I'm just playing games now, what if Ben Affleck had directed this? Would he have gotten Venom? I mean, he's with DC, but imagine like a Venom directed Ben Affleck. A Ben Affleck directed Venom movie.
Interesting.
With Tom Hardy.
With Tom Hardy in it. I don't know, sure, I'd be down for that. Why not? He's an Oscar-worthy winning director and writer, so...
Both.
Yeah.
Now he just needs an acting one. Right? Because Argo was Best Picture and Good Will Hunting was Best Writing. So yeah, he just needs an actor one now. He has had the material. It's coming.
If they let him do a solo Batman film.
That would be fucking
there you
cool.
Go. That'll never
Oscar
happen.
worthy.
Yeah.
But it's still on works. I mean, it's still a discussion.
Yeah.
I mean, can't keep... I don't know. Every day you get on the internet, you hear something different about that Batman movie.
They'll recast.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
But Ben Affleck, you definitely need to watch Live by Night.
I'll give it a look. I'll give it a check.
I think you should pull up the Rotten Tomatoes real quick.
Okay.
You have your phone out. Yeah, look up the Rotten Tomatoes for Live by Night. I think it would be perfect for us because I think it's kind of the same way. I think a lot of critics panned it, and I would assume more audience liked it. Because Ben Affleck is a gangster. And he directed it and wrote it, and I really enjoyed it. It's a good movie. Good period piece. He goes ham on some bitches at the end, which is great.
Hey.
Is it good?
35% critic score.
About the same as this.
42% audience score.
Man, that's a bummer. I was expecting it to be at least 50%.
Scott Eastwood's in it.
Yeah.
That's enough to get me to check it out.
Ben Affleck wasn't?
Well, yeah, but, Scott Eastwood, too. He's
Yeah.
a fun, up-and-coming actor.
He's great. Which is funny that he's up-and-coming because of who his dad is.
Well,
I don't know. He has to work for his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
This was dropped in on the desk while we were talking. Speaking of the critic score for Gangster Squad, 32%.
Yeah.
It's been brought to my attention that Paul Blart, Mall Cop, has a 33%. Critics liked Paul Blart more than Gangster Squad.
I'm at an absolute loss.
We should
that little piece of information.
I just want to tweet that to Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
And then 3 days from now, we'll hear on the news Kevin James is found beat the fuck up.
We should start comparing every film score to Paul Blart. That should be our standard. Our standard for this is shit. Paul Blart Mall Cop is shit. This is how it ranks against shit in the eyes of critics.
I bet there's a better example of one of those really crappy movies that has a critic score of 80%.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure there's we'll have to find.
Remember, I always use the example for movies that win Oscar Best Picture and no one ever gives a shit.
Yeah.
And I'm Back to the Future did not win an Oscar for Best Picture. Everyone loves that movie.
Yeah.
Fucking Amadeus was the winner for Best Picture the year Back to the Future came out.
85?
Compare and contrast here. Who gives a shit about Amadeus? Anybody watching? How many people love Back to the Future? Probably everyone. So who cares? Who cares? That's my point. It don't matter. It's all fucking made up.
Let's pick out next week's movie.
What do you got wrote down?
Well, still the same list. We're kind of just going. We just did Gangster Squad. We did a couple horror movies.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen would be fun because of how terrible the dark universe that Universal is trying to set up right now, and whatever the fuck is going on with that, probably nothing.
I'd be down for that.
So I think we should do League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Love that movie. I like that movie.
I do too.
I don't see anything wrong with it. I love, oh my god, the Invisible Man. I can't think of his name right now.
I don't remember the cast offhand other than...
Oh my gosh, but he's a great, great actor. I love, Dr. Jekyll.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great actor. Man, I'd be awful at trivia.
I am terrible at trivia.
I can't remember any of their names. Sean Connery.
The last movie that Sean Connery ever did, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
And he hated doing it from what I read.
Yeah, I don't care. I'll still enjoy talking about that. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Cool. We were just burning through this list. Mm-hmm. And this was just I was just going through movies. I was like, oh, maybe that. And then sure enough, I started writing down the scores and they were all terrible. Terrible critic scores. One that I want to do soon, we have a guy sitting in the room right now, is Boondock Saints.
Mm-hmm.
The audience score is 91%.
Whew.
Can you guess what the critic score is?
It's, what, sub 50?
20.
20?
It has a 71%
wow.
gap between critics
that movie
and
is
audience.
A huge cult classic. Beloved film.
71%. I think that's the largest gap I have on this list.
Wow.
Stay Alive had 45 or 46% gap. Maybe. Yeah.
That's insane.
That's about it. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen will have about 30, 25. Yeah, but nothing compares to Boondock Saints. 71%. But
how does that even happen? There should never be that big of a gap.
Critics are retarded.
Yeah.
It's my show, I can say retarded. All right. We have agreed. Next week is the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Do some plugs before I get into it. You got anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to yawn. I want to talk about my lack of sleep.
Because it's cold in here, dude.
It's cold, yeah. Just check out my Twitter account. That's where I put all of my stuff. My photography work, my writing, all of that junk goes up online. So check me out on there. @Inhuman Witch is the name of my Twitter profile. So give me a like and see my shit.
All right. I always start off with the PantheonNetwork.com. That's the website. You go there, find everything you need. There's the audio podcast on there. You can find the videos on there. There's our Twitter and Facebook feeds. You can go straight to there. Our contact email's on there. You can contact us there. It's got everything. Everything that I need to plug is on PantheonNetwork.com. So just go there so I don't have to plug everything. Mm-hmm. Something else I was going to talk about. The movie trivia show. Looking pretty good. I think it's going to be coming out within the next month, probably. Got 2.5 episodes covered. I just need a couple more people, and we'll be good to go. Looking forward to that. There's going to be prizes, winners, all that chicken dinner stuff. Winner, chicken dinner stuff. That's what I meant to say. And I think it's been a couple weeks. So, Kyle, if you want to sit there for a second, I think I got something.
Yes. Let me fill time while you dig around.
Uh-oh.
You need the box?
Yeah.
What's in the box? I can get the box.
Yeah, just get the box. Well, that was unprepared. We've got a mystery box. We have a little bit different rule to enter this week.
Oh, are you mixing it up? What are you doing?
Mixing it up. Instead of sharing or tweeting or retweeting or following or liking or waving or pooping.
Waving.
All you gotta do is, since we're doing more and more videos, we're getting more and more views on YouTube instead of audio. Go to our YouTube page and subscribe.
Awesome.
Subscribe to our YouTube page. All the subscribers will be put into Batman's head. And
over there. I did not grab the Batman's head.
We will draw next week. So
I'm looking forward to it. There's some good stuff.
All you gotta do between now and next week, next Monday, just subscribe to YouTube and you're entered to win. Easy peasy.
Awesome. I like it.
I think that's it from us. Anything else you want to say about Gangster Squad?
Watch it. Do it. You should watch every movie that we talk about. But in particular, you should watch Gangster Squad.
I think this is...
Be surprised.
I say this every week. This is one of my favorites. But goddamn, Gangster Squad's good. Mm-hmm. It's really, really good. Watch it. Thank you for watching or listening.